Hello, I'm VXToyCat and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be running through exactly what the worst enchantment is for Minecraft Xbox and Minecraft PlayStation. The reason I'm making this video is because every enchantment plays its role in Minecraft. Some enchantments like protection play their role all the time, and some enchantments are a little bit more niche like Silk Touch, which you only need to get specific blocks. However, there is one specific enchantment which I really can't see any survival situation you'd ever want, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. Please do like it. If you do like it, it helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like it. And unless you can't tell what the enchantment is from the various spawn eggs around the place, it is actually Bane of Arthropods. So why is Bane of Arthropods so bad? So let's start by explaining what it is, because it starts not sounding too bad, because it's one of the free sword-based damage enchantments. So there's Sharpness, which does 1.25 extra hearts of damage per level against everything. There's Smite, which does 2.5 hearts of extra damage per level against all undead mobs, which is currently 5 mobs, I believe. And then there's Bane of Arthropods, which is 2.5 again hearts extra damage per level against all arthropod mobs. So if you don't know what arthropods are, it's a broad category which includes insects, arachnids, myriapods, and crustaceans. And unless Mojang released the crab at some point in the future, that currently just includes insects and arachnids, or a grand total of 3 mobs. So yeah, Bane of Arthropods is an enchantment specifically designed at the cave spider, the spider, and the silverfish, which counts as an insect. So you might think, okay, then that's kind of cool. So that's useful, right? If you're going up against a lot of those, use Bane of Arthropods. Well, it's not entirely like that. So the reason Smite sees use is because all the mobs it's against are kind of tough, like the zombie, the skeleton, the wither skeleton, and the big one is against the wither, the hardest mob to kill in the game. The spider is not exactly a wither, neither is the cave spider, neither is the silverfish. So the reason that this goes really crazy is because that 2.5 hearts of extra damage, that adds up at level 5 to be 12.5 on top of Diamond Sword, which can already be 7. That means you're doing over 20 hearts of damage with a critical. That's 30 hearts of damage to a mob, and that's awesome, right? Over 30 hearts of damage to a any spider or any insect using the sword, right? Okay, well, that's not really so needed, and that's why this is useless, because these 3 mobs, these mods that Bane of Arthropods is specifically good against, are all just not really useful for that. So let's explain why. So, like I said, 30 points of damage right there using, Bane of Arthropods sword, but this has 8 points of damage, or 4 hearts. This has 6 hearts, or 8 points, and this has, again, 16 or... Sorry, did I say that right? This has 8 hearts, or this has 6 hearts or 12 points, and this has 8 hearts or 16 points of damage with it. And you're just like, oh, actually, wait a minute. So I'm doing 30 hearts of damage to something with 8. That seems a little wasteful, and that is the entire way to sum this thing up. The only real reason that's kind of nice is because if you have a wooden sword or even a wooden axe, which I know needs creative, you can actually. So let me just show you right here. You can kill a spider in 1 hit, even with a wooden sword. So if you're enchanting your wooden tools, it's really cool that you can kill spiders in 1 hit. But then those wooden tools are then entirely useless against everything else, and they also only last for like 60 hits as opposed to the 1600 a diamond sword lasts. So yeah, that's the reason it's kind of useless, because you have so much overkill damage, because people enchant diamond tools because they have all that extra durability, 6 times more than iron and over 25 times more than wood. You just don't want to put it on a wooden sword, which means you have all that overkill damage. It's not useful. And the reason it goes entirely past the window, it's not just wasteful, it's literally, defeated by another enchantment which is better, and that is Sharpness. The reason Sharpness is better is because even with Sharpness 3, I've got a Sharpness 4 sword here, which is what most people get, you can actually one-hit a spider anyway, just by, jumping in the air like this. With a regular cave spider, all you need is, Sharpness 3 to, Sharpness 4 to kill it anyway, or you can actually, Sharpness 5 to kill it anyway, or you can use Sharpness 1 and then critical hit it. So, as you can see, more one-hit kills. I had to actually get the jump hit there, so let me try that again. All you have to do is critical hit it, and then you get the one-hit kills. This one's surprisingly tricky to hit, but... as you can see, 1-hit kill right there. And the silverfish, no matter what enchantment you have in your sword, what's it called? Sharpness needed. You can just 1-hit them anyway. So that's why this is useless. You can use Sharpness to kill the 2 mobs there. This doesn't need any enchantments ever, unless you give it some craziness. This requires like Sharpness 5 to kill by default, or Sharpness 1 in a critical hit, and this just requires Sharpness 3 in a critical hit. It's so crazy that you just don't need this stuff, and it just makes you wonder why. And that is the big question. There's no genuine survival situation. The only thing I can picture is if you don't have diamonds in the world for some reason, so you're playing an adventure map, and that adventure map has a suspicious amount of spiders only, then maybe you would enchant your, wood or your iron tools or your stone tools or whatever to have Bane of Arthropods just so you can kill him 1 hit rather than 2, 2 hits maybe. Other than that, no, it's entirely pointless. If you have as a third sword, maybe because you want to keep your swords separate, maybe, but even then, it's got such limited use, and that is why Bane of Arthropods is just useless. In the future, it will be receiving a very slight buff, but it's still going to be useless because basically the buff makes it so when you hit a spider with Bane of Arthropods, it slows them down. So if you only have Bane of Arthropods 1 on a sword, you can just slow them down, get them away from you. But even then, that doesn't fix the issue that most of the time you're going to have it at high levels where you'll one-hit them anyway. So them being slowed down is, kind of happening anyway with them being dead. So, yeah, Bane of Arthropods, more like Bane of Goodness. But seriously, it's not a very good enchantment. I definitely just don't really recommend ever having it, ever. If you can think of a specific situation it has use, maybe that's cool, but I genuinely can't think of any. But yeah, that's why it's the worst enchantment in the game. Bane of Arthropods, just no use. I mean, unless it's on a wooden axe, maybe. Anyway, hope you did enjoy the video. If you did like it, please do like it and let me know. It helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like it. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.